Yo, so what is up everybody on YouTube? We're back today with a brand new video, and for today's video we are doing a new career re-simulation, and that would be of the giant Yao Ming. So instead of just putting him on the Rockets like we have done for some of these, we're going to throw him into the 2020 NBA draft class and see where he goes and how his career will play out. Obviously, in real life, he was super injury plagued, and it was really unfortunate. But here we go. First overall pick is the Detroit Pistons, and let's see if they will take him. And boom, the Detroit Pistons do take the 7'6" center Yao Ming. So first year we have D Rose, Luke Kennard, Svi, Blake Griffin, and Yao Ming. Yao Ming at an 82 overall starting off. 22 years old. Fred VanVleet off the bench as well as Derek Favors. Luka Doncic actually gets MVP in year one, and who gets Rookie of the Year, I'm kind of interested to see. Tyrese Halliburton actually gets it, but we do make the all-rookie first team with Yao Ming right there, up to an 83 overall, already from the course of one season. So let's check out these Pistons records and see if we actually made playoffs. And unfortunately, we did not. We only racked up 32 wins throughout the season, which you don't love to see. But on the bright side, Yao was the second highest scorer on the team, putting up 17.2 points per game, 10.1 rebounds per game, and 2.4 blocks per game in his rookie season. And as far as the finals go, we did sim through. You get Mavericks versus the Bulls. Surprised to see the Bulls there. Luka getting finals MVP. Who did the Bulls have that actually got them there? So Lauri Markkanen, Zach LaVine, and they actually had LaMelo Ball as well. So I guess that was a huge help for them. So year two, here we go. This is what the squad's looking like. Devontae Graham at an 81 overall at the point. We have Terrence Clark at that 2, and obviously he's a rookie, 77 overall. Evan Turner at the 3, Blake at the 4, and of course our highest overall is Yao Ming at that 5. So Luka Doncic gets back-to-back seasons of MVPs. And checking the standings, we just missed the playoffs by 1 seed. So that does kind of suck, but it is okay as we are very early into the sim. Terrence Clark actually being the highest scorer on this team, followed by Devontae Graham and Yao Ming putting up 17.6 and 9.7 rebounds as well on the season, which is definitely not bad, and he is progressing a lot already in his young career. And we're going to sim to the end here and see what these playoffs panned out as. So you got the Boston Celtics right here up against a Grizzlies team that I am a little surprised to already see here, especially considering they didn't go out and get anyone crazy. It was definitely a good series, 4-2, and the finals MVP, surprisingly enough, was actually Jaylen Brown for the Celtics and not Jason Tatum, which I think is a huge shock. If you would tell me that they were winning a championship, I would not think Jaylen Brown would be the reason, but as you can see here in year 3, we did have a good draft pick. We got ourselves Emoni Bates somehow, so that is huge. MVP goes to Steph Curry actually in the 3rd season, so getting back to his old self, and our boy Emoni Bates actually getting Rookie of the Year as well, so we will take that. And Yao Ming's also on the all defensive first team, which is great to see. And we go from missing the playoffs to the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference with the Detroit Pistons, a 60-win team, 60-22, huge season. Emoni Bates already up to an 85 overall, putting up 22.3 points per game. Terrence Clark not far behind him, 21.4 per game. And of course, Yao being that 3rd on the team with 17.6 points per game, 9.4 rebounds per game, and another 2.1 blocks per game. So we will take that. Huge contribution all over the place, and Yao's already up to a 92 overall, and we got a decent core around him. I'm not sure how we acquired Jaren Jackson, but that's interesting to see as well. Ricky Rubio is our point guard now too. So they definitely made some moves throughout the offseason. As you know, in these sims, we always have everything on auto, so they can make any moves and we'll just see them at the end of the season pretty much. And if I think it's like a significant move, like someone big came in, I'll go and show us the transaction history to see kind of how we got them. But these aren't that big, so we'll just continue. First round of the playoffs, we got ourselves a matchup up against the 8th seed Bulls, who were just in the finals a few years back, so we're not counting them out by any means. LaMelo Ball, wow, Zach LaVine, and Kawhi. So I don't know how that team's an 8th seed, but surprisingly enough, we sweep them 4-0, so we will take that for sure. Little surprised they didn't give us a better fight, especially having both Kawhi and Zach LaVine. Amani Bates having a fantastic game there. Yao definitely doing his thing, 5 blocks in that game to go along with the rest of his stats. So, second round matchup here up against the Nets with Kyrie Irving. And I don't think they really can play with us. If we just destroyed the Bulls team like that, I don't think this Nets team is beating us. 26 right there from Amani Bates. Yao, 11 and 13 with 2 blocks. Definitely always, definitely a shoo-in to get you at least 2 blocks a game from Yao. Kind of interested to see who we're up against here. So Eastern Conference Finals, we're up against the former champion Celtics, and we knocked them out with ease. 37-point game there from Terrence Clarke, and a 33-point game there from Amani Bates. Up against the Minnesota Timberwolves in the finals here. And we're going to see how it plays out. We get up 3-0, and we hop into Simcast. It is a very close game. We hop in. He misses a free throw, 119-119 in Game 4. Takes the smothered layup right there for Terrence Clarke, and he does make it 121-119. It's not going to be an easy one. Cole Anthony drains a shot for the T-Wolves, tying it all up at 121 with only about 32 seconds left in this game. So this possession is huge right here if we can get a bucket. And Karl Anthony Towns gets a ginormous steal with about 22 seconds left. They get a bucket. They green up 123-121. Terrence Clarke goes inside, gets blocked. D'Angelo Russell grabs it. We're just going to sim to the end there because obviously they are going to win that one after that. So 3-1 now, and we will hop back into Simcast and see what's going on. And yet another very, very close game. 104-103 with about 30 seconds left in this game. It is the Pistons' ball, so hopefully they can secure this dub. He takes the deep 2, bricks it. Not looking great for us, boys. They have the ball down by 1 with about 23 seconds left, and we get big cookies right there. Big cookies. Amani Bates gets the steal and gets fouled, getting sent to the line, and of course our boy clutches up and knocks them both down, making it a 3-point game. 18 seconds left. The Timberwolves shot clock unplugged. What will happen here? He throws it up. Cat cannot drain the 3 ball. That's huge. Obviously they're going to foul, making it a 4-point game. We miss one of the free throws. They throw that up, and boom. We end up winning this 107-105, routing the Timberwolves in 5 games, getting Yao Ming his first championship, and I'm definitely interested to see who gets Finals MVP. It's funny to see Yao in these pictures because he's too tall to even make his head in half of them. But let's see who ends up getting Finals MVP here. I'm definitely so excited for the the Detroit Pistons and Yao Ming to get their first championship here. 32-point performance from Amani Bates, 13 and 13 from Yao. Cannot complain about that. And Amani Bates actually already goes ahead and gets his first MVP of the finals. Moving into year 4 here, this is what the squad's looking like. Yao's up to a 94. And we clearly have a very good core going on here. And Yao is saying that he's interested in re-signing and extending his contract. So that will be great for the Pistons and honestly Yao's career. Amani Bates up to an 87 and Terrence Clarke at an 86. James Wiseman gets MVP of the regular season. Great stat line there with the Golden State Warriors. We finished as the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference this year. Not bad whatsoever. Check out these stats. 21.4 points per game from Amani Bates. A little bit over 19 for Terrence Clarke. 17.7 and 9.8 from Yao. Obviously to go along with 2.4 blocks per game as well. These are what our finals rotations are looking like. Kevin Love chilling there at that 4. Luke Kennard off the bench still. So we definitely have some pieces. Rocking about a 3.5 star proficiency. So not terrible. Up against this Cleveland Cavaliers team in the first round with Tyrese Halliburton, who did beat us out for Rookie of the Year in our rookie season. But unfortunately, we do get knocked out 4-1 by this Cleveland Cavaliers team. Not a great look. Kevin Love actually being our highest scorer somehow, followed by Yao. But we're going to sim to the end here. Hawks versus Suns finals. And Denny actually gets himself an MVP there with the Suns. Definitely an interesting combo of teams to see in the finals. So moving into year 5, the year is now 2024, and let's check out what this team is exactly looking like now. So Yao Ming, 95 overall, definitely looking really good. He's probably getting a lot of Hall of Fame badges going now as well. He got his first Defensive Player of the Year last year. He made the All-Star team, and these are what some of his badges are looking like. Amani Bates at a 92 as well. Luka Doncic back to actually getting MVP, so there you go, Luka. Mikey Williams gets Rookie of the Year. We're the first seed in the Eastern Conference with 65 wins, so that's actually huge. 26.3 per game for Terrence Clark this year. That's huge. Double-double in the season for Yao as well, so that's definitely really good. As the Pistons clearly had a fantastic regular season, so hopefully we can carry that over to the postseason here and maybe even compete for another championship, as we have a first-round matchup here up against a very solid Heat team, obviously with Jimmy Butler and Tyler Herro as well. But we do rout them 4-0. They were the 8th seed, but I thought that was a very strong 8th seed in all honesty. Bam Adebayo having a really good game. Yao putting up 14 and 19 rebounds in that game. That's insane. Helping us advance into that second round up against this Cleveland Cavaliers team. And thankfully, we do end up actually beating them this time. 22-12 there from Yao. Eastern Conference Finals, we have another tough matchup up against RJ Barrett and Chet. And thankfully, we do actually end up beating them 4-1, which is huge. And we are finally back in the finals, this time up against the Denver Nuggets. And it looks like it's going to Game 7 in all honesty, as they beat us right there 126-119. So here we are. It is going into Game 7, and we're going to... And usually I'd hop into Simcast, but I forgot to here. But we did actually rout them. Amani Bates gets yet another Finals MVP. Some definitely significant players retiring here. Chris Paul being the only one that actually makes the Hall of Fame out of them, though. Moving into the year 2025, aka year 6 of this sim. In year 6, Yao Ming's up to a 97 overall, Amani Bates at a 96, and Terrence Clark at a 90. So this kind of core 3 that we have here is absolutely insane. Obviously, 2-time NBA champion, starting to get some other accolades up, as well as All-Stars, Defensive Player of the Years, all of that. Giannis gets MVP with the Clippers, apparently. 26.3 points per game for him. And there we go, another Yao Ming Defensive Player of the Year right there. Finishing number 1 in the East with 57 wins. Amani Bates, 27.4 points per game. Yao putting up nice double-double, 20.1 points per game and 11.5 rebounds per game. And over 2.5 blocks per game as well to go along with that. So that's actually huge. This was squads looking like going into the playoffs. Definitely a really good team. We're up against the Nets in the first round with Kyrie Irving. And like I said before, I don't think this team can really play with us. They don't seem that good. They do get 2 games, surprisingly, but we do knock them out in 6. Kyrie doing his thing. Amani Bates dropping 33. An amazing game there from Yao Ming. No doubt about that. Second round, we got a matchup up against the Hornets. Mikey Williams, Anthony Edwards. This is a very, very good team. PJ Washington still hanging in there. Brandon Boston off the bench. They have a very, very good young team. And we do beat them 4-0, but I am scared of that team for years to come, in all honesty. Don't want to run into them about 3 years from now. We do rout the Bucks as well, 4-0. Chet and them could not hold on to us. And we find ourselves in the finals yet again, this time up against the Pelicans. They do have Bronny. They do have Zion Williamson. Tyler Davis at an 89 overall. They have some guys here that can really ball out. So we're going to see what happens. We find ourselves up 3-0 to my surprise, honestly. So we're going to hop into Simcast, as always, and see what's going on here and what's going to come out of this. So you see we have a huge lead, 142-110, and the clock's pretty much just going to run out from this point. No real competition there to show you guys. It was a flood by 32 points. You see Yao going crazy, getting himself his 3rd NBA championship in this young career of his already. So this is insane. Honestly, I don't know how many we can rack up with this core, because this has been insane so far. And I'm definitely interested to see who gets Finals MVP this year. Yao, obviously. Huge right there. You could barely even see him in the picture, half of his head. Zion dropping a 30-piece was not enough. Yao dropping 34-10 with 3 blocks. And Amani Bates dropping 35. Who gets Finals MVP, though? Is it Yao? We hope so. Come on. It's Amani Bates yet again getting his 3rd. So it kind of sucks that Yao's not the one getting any of these Finals MVPs, but winning is winning, and he is playing amazing. So year 7, here we go. Tomas Satoransky is now our point guard. Coming off the bench, we have Buddy Hield as 6th man as well. Luka Doncic gets yet another MVP. Defensive Player of the Year there for Yao yet again. third seed in the Eastern Conference with this Detroit Pistons team. 25.2 points per game for Amani, and a nice little double-double again for Yao Ming, about 20 points per game and 13 rebounds per game. Third seed in the Eastern Conference, behind that Hornets team that I was talking about earlier. Yeah, so we're going to see what we could do here. We honestly have some very, very good pieces. Apparently now we have Victor Oladipo and Spencer Dinwiddie. Not sure how we got them. So apparently I kind of tried to zoom in so you guys could see it a little bit better. Spencer Dinwiddie got traded for Buddy Hield that was coming off our bench. So that's interesting. And then there was another kind of irrelevant trade. We signed Victor Oladipo. So that's how we kind of got those guys all together. And it looks like we got about 4-star system proficiency, which is not bad. First round matchups up against the Washington Wizards, who have Jelly Oubre, as I always say, Obi, Dante DiVincenzo's their sixth man. Yeah, I didn't think that team could really hold us. We do sweep them 4-0. Moving on against that in the second round, up against that kind of tough Hornets team that I was talking about. Not much of a great game there from Yao, I'll say that much. But second round, Mikey Williams, Anthony Edwards, Patrick Baldwin. Very, very good team. They're pushing it to 7 with us. Like I said last year, I didn't want to see this team in upcoming years. But we're going to hop into Simcast and see how it plays out. As we do get routed 129-105. No real surprise. A very good team. They make it to the finals here up against this Thunder squad. That's a very good Thunder team as well. As Mikey Williams gets his first finals MVP at a 90 overall, beating the Thunder in 6. So moving into year 8 of the sim, Yao, 97 overall still. This is what the squad is looking like. Not bad whatsoever. So we have 2 years left of this contract with Spencer Dinwiddie, 91 overall Terrence Clark. Amani Bates starting to rack up a lot of accolades as well at a 98. And then, of course, Yao starting to get a lot of Defensive Player of the Years. He now has 3 under his belt. And off that bench, we have some okay players, nothing crazy. Chet gets MVP with a 30-12 season from him with, honestly, pretty solid numbers all around. Defensive Player of the Year yet again goes to Yao Ming. Third seed in the Eastern Conference again, 28.1 from Amani Bates, 23.7 and 13 from Yao Ming, with almost 3 blocks a game. Let's point that out, 2.9 blocks a game. That's crazy. Up against this Knicks team in the first round, they do have Markelle Fultz starting at point. Colin Sexton, Jonathan Kuminga. Very, very good team. So we're going to see what happens as they actually end up beating us 4-2 in a huge upset. I thought the team was solid myself, but I did not expect them to beat us in all honesty. Cavs versus the Mavs right here. Cavs are up 3-0. And it looks like they're about to get themselves a championship without Bron. Cole Anthony gets finals MVP. Moving into year 9 of this sim. And in year 9, we still have our big 3 going strong here. Yao Ming, Amani Bates, and Terrence Clark. Kind of interested to see who else we have besides them. We did add Josh Richardson. MVP goes to Mikey Williams on the Charlotte Hornets already. So that's kind of interesting. Very young career, very early into it. Yao Ming gets Defensive Player of the Year yet again. We do make playoffs. Yao putting up 21.5 points per game, 12.9 rebounds per game, and over 2.5 blocks per game as well to go along with the rest of that. We do have Joel Embiid, and I kind of want to see how we got him, so that's how that trade went down. Joel Embiid and Jordan Bell for Spencer Dinwiddie and Derek Favors. So first round, we got a matchup up against the Boston Celtics here. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Vernon Carey Jr. Wow, Tatum's up to a 96 with Mo Bamba coming off the bench at a 91 overall. But we do end up knocking them out 4-2. Knocking them out in 6. Nice, easy dub. Second round, we are going to probably be up against... Oh, we actually are going to be up against the Wizards. I thought we were going to be up against the Hornets, but they did end up actually getting upset by the 8th seed right there. So this is the team that just upset them. Kevin Durant, Lauri Markkanen, BJ Wagner. Don't know how to pronounce that center's name. Not going to try it either. But I'm surprised to see that Hornets team actually lose to this team as we sweep them 4-0. Amani Bates having a great game. 32 and 14 from Yao with 3 blocks. Eastern Conference Finals up against that same team with Chet, the Bucks, 94 overall. Chet holding it down at their center position. So we're going to see if our big men can outdo their big men as we do actually take the L here, 4-1, surprising to see. But it's going to be a Warriors versus Bucks finals. The Warriors do have Anthony Edwards, who's a demon, and he does end up carrying them and giving finals MVP at a 94 overall. So moving into year 10 here, we got Amani Bates, Yao Ming, still have Terrence Clark. We still have the guys. We still are a very, very competitive team here. Solid bench. Mikey Williams, yet again, another regular season MVP there with over 30 points per game. And kind of interested to see if Yao got Defensive Player of the Year. Let's see. Yao did, and Cade Cunningham actually gets Rookie of the Year, so that's interesting. Looking at these season stats here, Amani Bates doing his thing. 4th highest scorer on the team, Yao coming down from that 20-point per game mark. No real surprise. He has to share the rock a little bit. So first round, we're up against that same Wizards team that we did knock out last year. And, of course, we do beat them again 4-1. Amani Bates having a great game there. Yao doing very well as well. Second round, we meet again against this Bucks squad. Now they have Obi as well. Obi and Chet and Jaren Jackson. And this time, they get a clean sweep on us, 4-0. Chet having a fantastic game. Yao really didn't show up too much with only a 10-10 game there. Actually, he did have 5 blocks. So I will credit him for that. Chet and the Bucks get a championship, and Chet gets finals MVP. Moving into year 11 of the sim. And the team's pretty much around the same as what it's been. Chet getting regular season MVP. Yao Defensive Player of the Year as well. 3rd seed in the Eastern Conference with 59 wins for this Detroit Pistons team. Yao putting up 17.4 points per game, 12.2 rebounds per game as well. And of course, his defense is absolute clamps. So we have a 4.5-star system proficiency going on with a perimeter-centric, surprisingly, considering we have Yao Ming. But Miami Heat first round, Brandon Ingram, Tyler Herro. They no longer have Bam Adebayo, so we'll see how this plays out. We are going to 7 with them, and they actually beat us 143-110 in an upset. I am surprised this team actually beat us in all honesty, but it is okay. Hornets versus the Pelicans with Bronny. So Mikey Edwards versus Bronny. Mikey Edwards comes out on top. They went to Game 7, and Mikey Edwards came out on top 4-3. Moving into year 12 of the sim, and we actually do have Jonathan Isaac as well now. Chet MVP, Yao Ming Defensive Player of the Year, and we are the 2nd seed behind the Hornets. So this 94 overall Christian Jones we added must absolutely be doing good. 28.2 points per game. Yao having a very solid year yet again with a double-double. Versing that Miami Heat team yet again, and let's see how it is this time as we run it back. And it actually went worse this time, surprisingly. Despite Amani Bates dropping 43, we lose 4-1 in the series. They actually went to the finals just to get swept by Luka and the Dallas Mavericks. So, moving into year 13 of the sim, and in year 13, you see what the squad's looking like. Not too bad at all. Definitely not a bad team whatsoever. You see Yao starting to get a ton of Defensive Player of the Years. Mikey Williams, yet again, regular season MVP. 28.9 points per game. 3rd seed in the Eastern Conference. Amani Bates doing his thing. Terrence Clark doing his thing. Yao putting up 20 points per game. 11 rebounds per game to go along with that. First round, we're up against the Sixers with Ben Simmons, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I never know how to pronounce that guy's name, the 4, but he is a very, very good prospect in real life. And I'm not going to try and butcher it, so we're just going to keep it pushing as we actually do knock out that Sixers team in 5, 4-1. Amani Bates having a fantastic game. Yao, actually very, very good game as well. Second round matchup, we are up against the Indiana Pacers. And this is a kind of interesting team. I don't know if they should beat us, but they pushed it to 7 with us, and we do knock them out. Terrence Clark dropping a 31 bomb. Eastern Conference Finals, we find ourselves up against this Charlotte Hornets team yet again with Mikey Williams. It is 3-2, and they knock us out in 6, 4-2. Terrence Clark having a fantastic game. Yao having a great game. We could not get it done. And the Hornets end up getting another championship over the Pelicans. 4-0, Mikey Williams Finals MVP. Year 14, the squad, we still got the big three hanging in strong, but Yao's starting to regress a little. Now down to a 95 overall, which is definitely still serviceable, not bad whatsoever. But he just is taking those steps back now in his career, which is probably going to affect his scoring a little as well. Mikey Williams, regular season MVP, 29.7 points per game with the Charlotte Hornets as we finish the 5th seed in the Eastern Conference. Yao putting up 17.2 points per game, 12.1 rebounds per game, and 2.1 blocks per game. So definitely still a very, very solid season, even despite the little regression. Up against the Brooklyn Nets in the first round, easy dub for us. Yao dropping 37 and 12 that game to go along with that 4 blocks. Second round matchup up against this bomb squad that the Hornets have. And they're up 3-2, and of course they knock us out 4-2. And this team has just been dreadful to play against in the second half of this sim. But they get another finals, and Mikey Williams gets another finals MVP. And that's exactly what I was talking about earlier in the sim when I said they were going to be annoying to play against later. And we already all knew that. Terrence Clark still here, Amani Bates still here, and Yao still here. Still getting a 4.5 star system proficiency. Mikey Williams yet another regular season MVP with 32.2 points per game. Unfortunately, this year, we do miss the playoffs, which is not what we really hoped for. Great season there from Amani Bates. 13.7 points per game only for Yao. Definitely starting to hit that regression wall hard. Magic versus the Nuggets in the finals here. Interesting squads. A lot have started to be like point where it's a lot of creative players. So you won't be seeing too many stars of our time. Jarris Walker. Jesus, I couldn't say the dude's name. Jarris Walker getting finals MVP. Looking at some of the retirement, you're starting to see a lot of the guys. Devin Booker just retired right there, getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. Yao Ming at an 82 overall in year 16 of this sim. Amani Bates, 99 still. Terrence Clark still hanging in there as well with us. You start to see some of his badges starting to regress back down. The bronzes, silvers, gold, all that stuff. Here's kind of probably what the final list of his awards will look like, because I doubt he's making any more award list. 33-point season there for Mikey Williams, getting another MVP with the Hornets. And unfortunately, we finished the very last seed in the Eastern Conference this year. Amani Bates doing his thing, Terrence Clark doing his thing, but Yao starting to really regress. 11.3 points per game. Now at only an 80 overall. Looks like Yao's time's probably up in the league. He might have one more year in him. We'll see. It's pretty much over. He's had a fantastic career, though. 3 championships. We got another matchup here up against Mikey Williams and Bronny in the Pelicans. And can Bronny come out on top this time? Because the former 2 times he could not. It's a close series, 3-2. It's going to 7. And in 7, Bronny does actually come out on top this time. Looking at the retirements, and our guy Yao did retire. It was his time among a lot of other really, really great players. You'll see in the Hall of Fame inductees right here if Yao made it. Yao, Trae Young, and Kristaps all being in the class of 2037, making that big list. If you guys made it this far throughout the video, as always, comment GOAT, GOAT in all capitals, so I know you're a true supporter of the channel, as I kind of just go through these accolades and stuff, so the records, so you guys can see them. As well, let me know who you guys want me to do down below next for a resim, a current sim, a prospect sim, or even a duo career sim. As always, I appreciate you guys a ton for watching these videos. It means the world to me. Definitely drop a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you are new. And I will be catching you guys next video. Stay safe. Stay inside. I appreciate all of you. Have a fantastic day. Peace.